I love drop shotting, grass edges, especially on high pressured lakes. I think a lot of guys won't throw it up there. I always fish a Texas rig, so grass to me not a big deal to fish around. I think the key is that it's just a subtle movement on a high pressured area. I mean, grass edge is probably the hardest hit area in a lake like this. So a lot of times, something a little different, a little slower produces. And I think I got on it more California Delta years ago. And we always flipped for years, and guys would come behind you throwing a drop shot and just catch them. So I have a lot of confidence on it now. Everywhere I go that has grass, drop shot will catch them, I think the biggest thing most guys do, they try to impart too much action with the rod. They try to shake it and make a lot of movement. And to me, a drop shot should swim naturally like a minnow. The worm should just glide through the water like something natural. And my normal setup for drop shot is usually a 7 foot, maybe up to 4 foot loose rod. I like a little stouter rod. I don't like the real wimpy drop shot rods. I like a little heavier, medium heavy action. This is a 4000 series team lose reel. I like the bigger reels. I want to take up a lot of line, have a lot of control. And I'll use a braid backing, some sort, 10, 12 pound test, fairly light. And then I'll tie a surgeon's knot to my leader depending on the clarity of the water, of 8 pound fluorocarbon usually. Then I'll use just a simple offset worm hook, the old school offset worm hook, because I want something weedless. I want something I can throw in the middle of a tree or throw by a rock edge and not gonna get hung up. I don't like open hooks for drop shotting. Most of the time I'll always use this rig. And my worm of choice is always a 6-inch Jean LaRue tattletale. My favorite worm. Colors, really depend on the water you're fishing, the bait, the food the fish are eating. Tech expose it, basically rig it that way, but then just tech expose that hook in there so it's pretty open. I'll have anywhere between an 8 and 12-inch leader tied onto I use river to sea tungsten. I'll use this is my standard, the teardrop, but I'll use the cylinder weights in real heavy grass situations. That's my standard. I mean, I don't care if I'm in California or I don't care if I'm in Florida. That's my standard rig. Now there's a lot of little adaptations you do if you're smallmouth fishing or if you're spotted bass fishing. But if I'm fishing largemouths across the country, that's what I'm going to be using.